Hey mate, I hope you're doing well today. As always, to become profitable in trading, you first need to change your relationship with money and learn to be happy with the money you already have. Because over the years, I've realized something. The traders I've seen succeed the fastest are the ones who are already at peace with their life, the one who didn't need trading to save them, but simply wanted to optimize their income and improve potentially their freedom. Because when you're at peace and when you know how to be happy with the money you already have, you stop rushing, you stop forcing things, and you finally give yourself the space and the patience to wait for the right opportunities. And this mindset changes absolutely everything. And I know, even if you hash to make it, you need first to get closer to this mindset. And it's probably what separates most unprofitable traders from their goals. And it's also the reason why I wouldn't have been profitable if I had started trading earlier, especially in my early 20s. So in this video, I just want to share my own experience with money and how learning to enjoy what I already had completely changed my relationship with trading and with life in general. Before COVID and before I started trading, I was the kind of guy who held on to every penny I didn't spend, I didn't enjoy, because I thought in my mind, and maybe some of you are like I was, I need to save as much money as possible if I ever want to make it, even though back in the day I didn't really even know make it in what actually. I didn't see the point of going out, drinking with friends, or taking vacation. But after COVID, a period that forced many of us into deep reflection, especially people who were already in their 20s or 30s, I don't know, I realized two things. One, I didn't really know how to be happy. Two, I had an unhealthy relationship with money because I realized no amount of money would have been enough back then for me. And I also know that because in my last job, a bit more than 3 years ago, I used to earn between 3 times more than the average person, and yet my happiness barely changed. So when I started trading, I already knew this, and I think it's also why I took a bit less time to become profitable than others. I didn't want to trade to be rich. It was very clear in my mind. I wanted to trade for freedom, for the challenge, and for personal growth. And actually, in one of my last videos, someone said in the comment that it's funny how every profitable traders claim they became profitable in 2 years. And basically, I answered what I just told you. It's the COVID effect, but I personally know I wouldn't have been profitable in my early 20s. And that's exactly why. Now, just a small reminder, I already said in one of my previous videos, but there's actually studies between happiness and money, showing that happiness doesn't really increase after a certain amount of money, depending on where you live, which country, which continent. For example, in US, it's after about 75,000 dollars a year, but I think that mostly because places like New York or Los Angeles are extremely expensive. In Europe, where I live in France, the number is much lower. It's around 32,000 a year, or roughly 3,000 per month. After that, money bring almost no extra happiness, and that's something I think most young traders need to understand, because many dreams about luxury cars, watches, or designer clothes, but deep down, at the end, They just want all these things to change how people see them. So, back to me, after turning 25, I started to see life differently. I understood that happiness lives in moments, not in numbers. It's important to spend money on things that creates memory. And it's actually a pleasure, like spending money on a trip or dinner, better food, quality time with people you love. That's what bring a real joy, not just watching your bank balance goes up. And as a traders, it's actually dangerous to block yourself from spending money because you lose connection with what money really is. When you stare at charts all day, it became just numbers, a game where your only goal is to make those numbers grow. That's actually how people lose the reality of money. They also lose respect for money and start over trading or revenge trading. So now, personally, I try to stay grounded. A dinner with friends, a weekend trip, even just paying rent, knowing it came from trading, become pleasure, a small victory. Things make money real. And if you've seen my video in cognitive biases, you already know reconnecting with the real value of money help you control your impulses. When you actually enjoy what you earn, you trade with gratitude instead of greed. So to conclude this video, if I started trading earlier, I'm sure 100% I would have failed because back then I would have chased an illusion, trying to become a trader from a place of lack instead of peace. So learn to enjoy the money you already have, learn to have gratitude, and that mindset doesn't just make you happier, it makes you a better trader. And that's all for me today. See you soon, mates. Hope you like this one. And if you got question or doubt, just leave a comment or DM me on X. And good luck on your trade if you're trading today. See you.